And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful 10th of December, 2024. Come to the Crusty Canuck podcast, episode 320. That's right. Fly the flag or else. Stiff penalties given to a small town council in northern Ontario and the outcry, and my personal opinion on the whole matter. Listener and viewer discretion is advised because I will swear, make some funny faces, and make fun of some people who got their feelings hurt. Oh my, what's the world coming to? Anyhow, all that more coming up. Please stick around.
Hit it, sweetheart. Because I am hard, you will not like me.
Yes, sir.
There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthless.
From Western Canada, this is the Crusty Canuck podcast, a Canadian veteran's point of view on political, social, economic issues and life. Here's Crusty.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show, episode 320. Fly the flag or else. I know McCarthyism is on crack with some of these individuals. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Crusty Canuck. Hope you've had a beneficial weekend in the past couple of days. If you like and hear what you see, please click like, subscribe, share this content over your social media platforms too. And to my YouTube subscribers, double check your subscription. Make sure you're still subscribed. I keep losing subscribers, yet I'm getting views. I don't know what it is, but please just double check your subscriptions and your bells and your notifications, all that kind of stuff too. So as the title card said, now this story goes back to the end of November. It's about 10 days old. Needless to say, though, it is quite concerning. Now, you've heard me ramble on about how I don't care who's gay. I don't care who's straight. You live your life. You do what you want to do, as long as it's two consenting adults doing it and whatever. I don't care. I don't care if Bill and Steve get busy. I don't care if Diane and Edna get busy. I don't care if they do this or do that. Knock yourselves out. Do I want to watch? Not really. Do I really care to watch? Not really. Is it any of my business? No, it's not. But there's a small town just 200 kilometers east of Kenora, on the other side of, on the west side of Thunder Bay there too. A place called EMO, Ontario. It has a town council of roughly 5 personnel, and about 1,300 people live there. It's on the Minnesota border. So basically, you throw a stone across the river and you're in Minnesota. So it's a border town, if anything, just a small Canadian town. No big deal, no big difference. Now, there's articles here that have come from the Sun, CBC, and a couple of independent articles that have been written in this fiasco. Now, what I have read, back in June of 2020, a town council of 5 men basically voted 3 against 2 in regards to putting a pride flag up. Okay? That's all it was, just a pride flag. Nothing too big, nothing too mischievous. They just chose not to put it up. Okay? And now they get fined for it. They got fined $10,000 as a council. And the mayor, Mr. McQuicken, I think his name is, if I'm not mistaken, needless to say, had to pay $5,000. He basically had his bank account raided for it, according to the Human Rights Tribunal and the Human Rights Commission, whatever it's called now, too. Now, there's some quirky little lawyer that represents the Borderland Pride group from that area. Okay. Now, he's a skilled attorney, apparently, human rights advocate, and probably he's gay as whatever. Not that it fucking matters. Not that I really care. I don't care who's gay or straight or bi. But apparently, this mayor made a comment stating that, well, there was no straight flag. Why should I put up a gay flag? He's got a valid point. Okay. Now, if anybody is listening to this podcast who happens to be homosexual, do you really find offense to that? Is your livelihood and your lifestyle and your personal freedom and choices compromised because there's a small town in the middle of nowhere that just doesn't want to put a flag up? Really? Does it really matter? Does it really matter? Is your lifestyle and your freedom and your sensibility compromised because there's a small town in Canada that doesn't want to put a flag up? Okay. Now, you've heard me ramble on about my veteran status and where I've been and all this. Now, look at this flag here. Okay. There's pride in this flag because I served under it, and I still serve under it technically. Okay. Now, does that mean because a handful of homosexuals or gays or 2GLBT alphabet, whatever, individuals, okay, Does that mean that if they can have a month of June, in some cases 4 months, the whole summer to celebrate Pride, okay, does that mean myself as a veteran who served in a real war, okay, and I probably saw more hell than half of you activists out there, okay, does that mean I can walk into any business? I can walk in any store, any place of residence, any municipal office, and demand they put a poppy flag up to celebrate my time as a soldier? Does that give you the right, to honor my demands? Would that be fair of me to walk into any establishment and demand I be treated a certain way, or to have a Remembrance Day flag up or the Canadian flag up, right? I'm going to present a couple articles here shortly there, ladies and gentlemen, for your viewing pleasure, submitted for your approval, and you decide. Like I've said this numerous times on the show before, I am not anti-gay. I am not anti-trans, okay? I'm anti-bullshit. If you're a functioning adult and you decide you want to change your appearance and turn into somebody, go ahead and do it, okay? If you're an adult and you're sane enough to understand the circumstances of said decision. I don't care if you're homosexual. I don't care if you're bisexual. It doesn't bother me what you do in your bedroom. As long as two consenting adults are enjoying each other's company, so be it. But when you sit there and enforce the pride, it's not just a matter of being proud of who you are. It's now an ideology that you're forcing people to adapt to. Okay? It is, right? That'd be like someone knocking on my door and someone saying, Crusty, where's your pride flag? It's June. We don't see a pride flag on your door. We don't see a pride flag on your flagpole. I don't need one. I can respect people's lifestyles without having to put up a flag to show any kind of allyship or solidarity in the makeshift wokeisms of this movement. Okay. There's gay people in my life that are really good people. Not because they're gay, because they choose to be good people. You see what I'm getting at here? It's how you treat other people. Now, this individual, this Jared, or whatever his name is, I'll have to look it up later. But just these articles are just phenomenal. Just the outcry and the hurt feelings because, oh my God, you won't put a flag up. How dare you? How dare you bully a small town? Okay. How dare you? Now, here's an article from the CBC. I will put up here and I'll read along for you. I'm not calling you stupid, ladies and gentlemen, but I think you get the gist and how this is working. Cry bullies everywhere. Okay. Cry bullies everywhere. And, I'm not really one to use the CBC all the time, but it's just kind of factual here too. This is out of Thunder Bay. This was dated on the 22nd of November, so more than 10 days. Anyhow, I'll read part of this here, and you guys just, think for yourselves. Ontario Human Rights Tribunal fines EMO Township for refusing Pride proclamation. See, there's another story, proclamation. What do they have to promote? The township and mayor are ordered to pay $15,000 to Borderland Pride. Okay. The Ontario Human Rights Tribunal has found the township of EMO will have to pay damages after refusing to proclaim Pride Month back in 2020. So it happened 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago. Okay. Borderland Pride requested EMO to declare, or demanded, one or the other, EMO to declare June as Pride Month and display a rainbow flag for 1 week, but the township refused, resulting in a years-long process in which the tribunal ruled against the township. The tribunal ruled Borderland Pride be awarded $15,000, with a $10,000 coming from the township itself, and the other $5,000 come from EMO Mayor Harold McQuaker. Okay, Doug Judson. Okay, Doug is a lawyer in Fort Francis and one of the directors. Get this, a director on the board of Borderland Pride, and said they're elated to have finally brought to a close and a significant victory for the organization. Okay. Well, I don't understand legalese as well as I should, but I know a fucking bully when I see one. So Mr. Doug Judson, Dougie boy, okay? If you want to engage me in debate when it comes to human rights in this country and what we're fighting for, please give me a call. My contact information is in my description. Okay? I don't care if you're an attorney. I don't care how many years you got training in law. Okay. I don't care. You're a fucking bully. Period. Okay. You treat this little thing like it's a big victory. Like, oh my God, we're standing up for rights everywhere. No, you're promoting extortion. Plain and simple. And regardless of what Mr. McQuaker said, the man's 77 years old. Like, are you going to lose sleep at night because he said something about not having a straight flag? Oh, my God. What's the world coming to? Oh, no, can't have that kind of behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, I will include this article in my description, and I expect you, my wonderful audience, to read at your leisure, too. Once again, Dougie Judson, if you're watching this podcast and you happen to listen to this or catch wind of this, give me a call, and I will do a live Zoom or a live StreamYard debate with you when it comes to human rights and what you're entitled to. And it will turn down the whole notch about special treats and special privileges and special rights for certain groups of people. How about rights for all Canadians? How about rights for people to express themselves the way they feel they should without some kind of bureaucratic overwatch or some kind of cry bully? I don't care where you went to school, pal. I don't care what you studied. You're a schmuck. You know, as they like to say in the street, come at me, brah. Come at me. Let's have a little debate, and we'll see where the left stands on things.
Stay updated and follow Crusty Canuck on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, YouTube, and Podbean. Subscribe today and donate at crustycanuck.ca.
And you're back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, episode 320, Fly the Flag or Else, McCarthyism on Crack. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Crusty Canuck. If you like and hear what you see, please click like, subscribe, share this content all over your social media platforms. Do not be shy. Double check your subscriptions too, especially on the tube, to make sure you get notifications in a timely manner. So as I said, Mr. Doug Judson, okay, if you're watching this podcast, I double dog dare you to a debate, okay? There's been people in my life that are gay. I lost a relative back in the 90s who was gay. So I'm not transphobic. I'm not homophobic. I'm not phobic at all. I don't fear you. I don't fear homosexuals. I don't fear trans people. But I do fear the administrative bullshit. Because even administrative bullshit and bureaucratic bullshit has its repercussions. Okay? You see where I'm getting at here? I'm not talking violence. I'm talking will of the wits, the will of common sense, the will of common courtesy, and the will of proper freedom. No one's taking away your rights. Just one little town didn't want to put up a flag. Think about that. Think about that. Okay? And I'll carry on here too. So here's a little blurb from, excuse me, from National Post. Basically summarizes the whole thing there, ladies and gentlemen. You know, and like I said, use your own judgment, ladies and gentlemen. Don't buy into this whole frickin' wokeism, and it's starting to die a painful death, and it's wonderful. Oh God, it's glorious, right? I was not raised to hate people or to judge people based on what they do in their bedroom, but I will judge these individuals that take it upon themselves to cry bully and extort people on a regular basis. Okay, so here's the National Post little blurb there from YouTube. I'll leave this link in my description for you too, ladies and gentlemen, where you can decide. And I'll leave the captions on too if you have trouble hearing. So there you go.
Canada, you can now be fined up to $10,000 for failing to celebrate Pride Month, at least in some circumstances. Meet EMO Ontario, a community of about 1,300 located right on the Minnesota border. In May 2020, EMO's 5-member town council received this, a draft Pride Month proclamation from the group Borderland Pride. An accompanying letter asked the township to proclaim it as their own and also to fly a rainbow flag on a week of their choosing. This is despite the fact that EMO doesn't have a flagpole. Anyways, the proclamation came up for a vote at EMO's next council meeting, and it lost by a vote of 3-2. During deliberations, EMO Mayor Harold McQuaker said, "There's no flag being flown for the other side of the coin. There's no flags being flown for the straight people." Well, technically, there's no flags being flown for anyone, since there's no flagpole. But the Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario ruled that you can't do that. They ruled that the mayor's comment was discriminatory, and thus that the whole vote was discriminatory. And so they levied a $10,000 fine against the town, a $5,000 fine against the mayor personally, and mandated mandatory human rights training. And that $15,000 all goes to Borderland Pride, who brought the complaint. And Borderland Pride has been quite open about their intention to continue pursuing financial penalties of this nature. In fact, they just received another award of $35,000 in small claims court against an area man who wrote a Facebook post saying that one of their all-ages drag shows was a pedophile show. As director Douglas Judson told local media, "I'm going to start taking people's houses and their vehicles and their toys and draining their bank accounts and garnishing their wages because no one is going to stop behaving this way until there are real consequences."
I see. So more or less, you better walk the line. Do what we say, jawohl? Yes, you better do this. We'll take your house, take your car if you don't put the flag up for us. What's that sound like, ladies and gentlemen? Does that sound the whole McCarthyism? That if you have any kind of sympathy for this side or any kind of understanding of a certain side, we'll fire your ass, we'll take your property, we'll blacklist you? It's no different. So Dougie Judson, hello, little man, give me a call. How about you threaten to take my house? Can you do that? No? Are your rights being compromised because I disagree with your bullshit? Because I disagree with your behavior? I don't care who you love, buds. I don't care. My lifestyle's not compromised because you sleep with this person or your friends sleep with those people or this person or that person or a group of people. I don't care. Okay? You want to take my house? You want to take my property because you don't like my words? That's really, really unbecoming of a lawyer because lawyers like to use words to manipulate to win cases, do they not? Whether it's a property case, whether it's a human rights case. But of course, you're a human rights lawyer, so you're no better than the ambulance chasers of the 1980s and 90s. Okay? You're no better. Okay? How about you give me a call when you see a real human rights violation? I've seen a few of them. And it had nothing to do with their sexuality. It had more to do with their religion. It had more to do with their gender. Okay? And maybe I'll save those stories for another episode. But what gets me is that little Dougie there. You want to threaten someone to take away their property and their livelihoods because they won't put up a flag. You're pathetic. You're a horrible little man. And I really encourage you to debate me, pal. I really do. The invitation's out there, ladies and gentlemen. And if anyone is watching this podcast who happens to know this individual, please give him this podcast. Let him know there are concerned citizens watching him too.
Stay updated and follow Crusty Canuck on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, YouTube, and Podbean. Subscribe today and donate at crustycanuck.ca.
And you're back again, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 320 of the Crusty Canuck podcast. Fly the flag or else. I'm your host, Crusty Canuck. And just a reminder, too, ladies and gentlemen, if you like and hear what you see, click like, subscribe, share this content all over your social media platforms. Do not be shy. Double check your notification bell that it's working and you're being notified every time new content comes your way. And comments, thumbs up, all that stuff. Keep the algorithm going. Let's fight these wankers in Ottawa who want to instill Bill C-63 and to censor us Canucks in a timely manner. Let's fight back by getting the words out there. Share, like all that good stuff. So, before I get too emotional and blow a vein or a gasket on some of the stupidity that's being laid at our feet, ladies and gentlemen, in this country, I don't tolerate people disenfranchising anyone who is homosexual or straight or bi. I don't care. I don't give anybody the heed. I don't give them any kind of audience whatsoever. If you don't like someone just because their sexuality, that problem's on you. Okay. I haven't gone on my way to condemn anybody who was or who is. Okay. But when you read stories like that and see stories like that, it makes you think, it makes you wonder who's calling the shots here. Okay. Who's calling the shots? Oh, what pain did these individuals go through? What kind of pain and strife? just because they won't put a flag up. Right? Like I said, how many businesses during Remembrance Day always honor and cater veterans? There's quite a few out there to do. But let's say I walk into a business and they're not displaying a poppy flag or have poppies on display at their till. Would it be my human right? Should I call the Alberta human rights people and say, this business did not display poppies properly, and I'm offended, and I felt my rights were being compromised? How dare they? 9 times out of 10, I hope they'd say, get a life, pal. Really? Get a life. Get a clue. Come back to us when you see a real human rights problem, a real human rights violation. Okay? That's what happens when you have too many activists that are in law, too many activists that are in the bureaucracy of things. Okay, too many activists calling the shots for me, you, your neighbor, your friends, your loved ones, all that good stuff. So I think of that little weasel of a man sitting there and dictating terms to people. Okay, the invitation's out there, little Dougie. Get a hold of me. Email will be in my description. Let me know what's on your mind, Buckeye. We'll have a little chat. Okay. And chances are, if you lose the debate, that's assuming if you have the actual balls to go through with it. Okay. Are you going to have me charged? Have me fined because you're offended? Hey? To all the people out there that get offended over conversations like this, it's on you. It's not on me, not on your parents, not on your guardians, not on your teachers. It's on you. Shit simple. Right? Like, we live in a day and age now, we're sitting on the edge of probably the Third World War or an economic downfall of some sort. And not because of our friends in the States or because of Donald Trump, because of little worms, little bureaucrats, little coddlings, little babies of adults that are calling the shots here. Okay? We see politicians borrowing more money, and we end up paying for it. We see more politicians, bureaucrats telling us to pay more to them for whatever greater good they're projecting, and we get it up the chuff. And we're seeing little administrators, little activists, little attorneys, and little bureaucrats dictating what kind of flag we should put up there too. And it's a wonder we don't have a giant implosion just yet because of the idiocy that's presented to us on a daily basis, dressed up and called leadership. I don't think these individuals can lead a shit to a toilet, or a wet lunch through a wet paper bag. That's just me, though, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what you think. I'm just... we are really living in trying times here, but we're also living in a time where we can see the light in this manufactured darkness. So it's up to us to slash and slash and slash and slay the fucking dark dragons to bring out the light again to us, ladies and gentlemen. It's that simple. Anyhow, I have been Crusty Canuck on this beautiful 10th of December, 2024. I wish good things for you all too. 'Tis the festive season. I might get a festive hat for the next couple episodes. I don't know. Time will tell. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But I will try to get another Vids on the Fly episode up this week. Maybe another podcast, hopefully. Depending on my work schedule, we'll have to see what's going on. Needless to say, I wish good things for you all out there. Just do your best to keep your heads up, keep your chins up, and always try to fight in the light in the manufactured darkness. Anyway, I shall be around again sometime soon, but just do what you can, help each other out in these trying times. And like I always say, ladies and gentlemen, humanity and merit wins the day. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Hit it, sweetheart. Because I am hard, you will not like me. Yes, sir. There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally welcome.
This has been another episode of the Crusty Canuck podcast. Stay sane and thank you for listening. From Western Canada, this is the Crusty Canuck podcast.
Well, smack my ass and call me Judy.